Hey guys, it's AJ, or I'm AJ.
And I'm Jurn.
And I fucked that up. I'm a pro wrestling Twitch star, as is Jurn, who is also apparently sometimes a movie and commercial extra. And
Yeah, dude.
we do a podcast every Friday that sounds just as professional as what you just heard.
Yeah, we're off to a great start today.
And what's so professional is we've actually been live for 10 minutes, although you won't hear this back on YouTube and whenever this stuff comes to more audio formats. But we actually let the viewing audience, which you can join us live every Friday on twitch.tv/marqueegamer. Or, no, I'm sorry. That's Jurn's.
I mean, you can go there. You can go there if you want to.
That's Jurn's Twitch channel, which hosts this, so you'll be able to see it. But if you go to twitch.tv/thecrowngaming, then you can join in as well. And they decided that they want to hear more of our road stories.
Yeah. I don't know where to begin with that, though, because that's just such a broad topic in general. Because there's so much you could cover.
Yeah, and it's weird, too, because, road stories or road travel in the States, I mean, obviously most of my stories now come from being over there with Jurn, but, road stories and road travel is much different here in the States than it is in Europe, for the sheer fact that it is not uncommon for, indie wrestlers in the United States to drive 8 hours one way for a match, rather than in Europe, if they're getting booked that long of a distance. I mean, sometimes it happens, but it's just not as often. And if it is, that's that's a long drive. And, especially if it's a bigger name, or if it's like me and Jurn have been contacted for shows where that's the length of travel by car, and then we just get flown.
Yeah.
So it's a little bit different of a beast, I feel like, which is kind of fun.
Yeah, I guess. I don't know. Obviously, I haven't been in America a lot to wrestle, so I can't really speak on that. I do know, it's always because I'm mainly active, and both of us are, very active in, the German scene, and then WXW.
We are
for the most part, right?
We are the German scene.
I wouldn't say that.
I am. We are German wrestling. The Dutch and American are German wrestling.
But for me, usually, I'm kind of the outsider as well coming in. So usually I just, there's a lot of times where I just, travel by myself for a bunch of hours. So I guess I could relate to that a little bit.
Yeah.
With the American thing. But
honestly, when I was younger,
especially nowadays, now that fucking WXW let go all the other fucking Dutch guys.
It was a big Highlander
all by
moment.
myself.
All by myself.
Exactly.
I used to dread having to do longer road trips by myself, being it makes it more difficult. What if I get tired or whatever else? Now, past couple long trips I've done by myself, and I'm I don't give a shit. No one's gonna bother me. I can listen to whatever I want. I can just zone out.
Yeah, I'd rather have a long road trip by myself than have it with Kim Ray or some shit. You know what I mean?
I like how you just threw a specific name out there.
Because I've had long road trips with him multiple times, and they've all been boring as fuck.
No. I actually have
homeboy just wanted to talk about Rich Piana the entire time. It's dude, how do I have to explain to you that I don't care about bodybuilding? Yeah.
Oh man,
especially a dope like Rich Piana. So
R.I.P.
Sure.
I've had a road trip with Kim Ray. We I forget what show it was before, and I don't even remember how long ago it was, but me and him got booked to do this bar was having a tequila tasting as a special event. And they're they hired WXW, and they're hey, can we get to?
You're cutting out for me like crazy.
What? I'm not. It doesn't show me cutting out on my end. Hold on. Let me adjust something just in case that's what it is. How about now? Can you hear me?
I mean, I can't hear you at all anymore, AJ.
Okay, hold on. You there?
Still nothing.
You can't hear me? Can you hear anything?
Whenever I do hear you, you're like super robotic. I don't know if you can hear me though,
Yeah.
but whatever.
Hold on. Great, guys.
This is live. Yeah, baby. Live, baby. Live.
Great. Now I actually have something to cut out. Everybody, you guys can hear me as well. You can hear me though, right?
Play a YouTube video and see if I hear that.
Yeah. Chat, you can hear me,
YouTube
correct?
is just fine for me, dude.
That's so weird. What the fuck is going on?
Listen to the Dinosaur Saucers theme song right there.
Oh my god. I can hear AJ.
Dinosaurs.
I don't even know what that is. Can you hear me now?
I don't know. I can't hear anything, AJ. So you gotta close Discord and reopen. All right.
All right.
I can hear you now.
Wait, what?
Yeah, I can hear you now.
I just closed Discord. How can you even hear me?
I don't know.
You can hear me though?
Yeah.
What the fuck? God damn it. I actually have to do some editing work this month now.
Oh
This
my
week.
god. Has Jurn gone deaf? No, definitely not.
Yeah, I guess you fixed something, but anywho.
You fixed something? I didn't do shit.
Well, it was on your end, so.
Okay.
So, anyway, bar is like, we're debuting a tequila, and they're paying, and this company is paying us to advertise it and make it a thing. So they contact WXW, and they're like, can we get 2 luchadors? And they're like, I mean, we don't have genuine luchadors, but we can put dudes in a mask. And they're like, that works. So Toss, whenever there's weird work like that, to help get me extra money when I'm over, he contacted me, and then he contacted Kim, because Kim has a car and he can drive. So we got 2 random luchador masks.
This is like near Hamburg or some shit, right?
Yes, it was near Hamburg. Yeah. So me and Kim went to do this. We were up for hours. I was walking around in a bar with normal people in my gear, wearing a lucha mask the entire time. Kim was trying to like smooth talk with all the girls. I was just trying to sit in the corner because I felt like a fucking idiot.
I mean, but that's just standard procedure for you, right?
Yeah. Stand in the corner, feel like an idiot. It's just what it is.
Yeah.
That's life.
That's how I see you at every show, AJ.
Fuck off. So we're just standing there bullshitting, doing whatever. And like, I mean, eventually like more people came up to me and was talking to me because like Kim was just kind of being a goof. And like he wasn't, I think he was like, his gear had like a singlet and all that kind of stuff. So it didn't even look like standard wrestling gear. So like people are coming up to me, and then they would come up and be like, oh, are you allowed to have a drink? And I was like, yeah, I guess so. So they would give me some of the tequila, and then like a couple girls like bought me beer or whatever, and then like Kim would come over to talk, and they just kind of like shun him and just be like, we want to talk to the interesting one. And then at one point they're like, oh, please take off the mask. We're curious what you look like. And I was like, I don't think I'm allowed to. Like, I'm being paid to be here. And they're like, it's 3 a.m. Everybody at the bar is drunk. Like, who cares? And so I took it off. And they were like, you're not allowed to put the mask back on. I was like, what? Why? And then this girl like just kept giving me beer, and like everybody was nice, but it was still weird. And like, I don't know. It was quite an experience. And then we had to go drive straight from that immediately.
Did you get laid though?
No.
All right, then what's the point of the story, dog? Like,
it was weird. It was strange, and I appreciated I was being hit on, but I was in a relationship at the time. I'm a good boy.
Relationship.
Jesus. And again, this is like 3.5, 4 years ago, so I wasn't with Kelly at the time, but I was in a relationship, and so like it was flattering and stuff, but I just wanted to get out of there, and it was weird. And I'm like in my trunks at a bar, like, come on.
You never been? What the fuck, dude?
What?
You never been at a bar in your trunks?
Of course I have, but not dressed up as a goddamn luchador and out of context. Like, there's no other wrestlers there besides Kim.
Who cares, man?
And then we immediately left.
You're way too worried about what other people think of you.
No, I just felt awkward. It was fucking cold. Like, this was an outside bar. This was like, and I think it was like...
Means your nips get all hard, dude. People love that.
No, I just felt like a fucking idiot. And everybody that came in there too, like we didn't even look like luchadors. Like we didn't have proper lucha masks. They were just generic wrestling masks. So everybody was just kind of like, how do they fit? Why are they even here?
What's the difference between lucha mask and generic wrestling masks?
I'll show you. Like
Okay.
lucha masks have
could
a certain
also do-
design to them. They have certain elegance. Certain the holes are cut certain ways and stuff like that. Like my mask was just a white mask with numbers all over it, and Kim Ray's looked like a dragon, but he cut the mouth out of it, so it was weird.
All right. Man, imagine knowing the difference between lucha masks and regular masks.
Yeah, man. Imagine being a real pro and then being Ernie S.
Yeah, I mean, I don't give a fuck about lucha.
That's true.
Lucha never interested me, so
That's true.
why would I care?
Hard same for me.
Yeah.
But so then we drove straight up. I think it was like a 3.5, 4 hour drive from there to where the show was the next day. And like, again, I think you're right, Kim. Just want to talk about like bodybuilding and stuff. And I just kept passing out because I was like, and I felt bad because he had to do the whole drive and stay up. But I was like, I'm dead. This is awful.
You love sleeping when other people drive.
That's not true. That happened that one time with you. I'm always the one that stays awake.
I don't know. Carson told me you always fell asleep next to him as well.
No. Okay, that one time I was passed the fuck out. I wasn't.
Is it just that one time every time?
No, I wasn't.
People.
I wasn't falling asleep. I was dead drunk, passed out, and couldn't like. I would need resuscitation to be awake for that drive.
All right.
But to Carson's credit,
I think that's a whack ass excuse, dude.
to Carson's credit, he took hella good care to me.
Carson's one of the best like road trip partners. Honestly.
Yeah, Carson's the fucking man. Like, that story begins with me being at a bar with Axel Dieter Jr., Jackson Stone, and Veit Mueller, and getting a text from Carson saying, "I'm awake and I need to pee. Come let me out of the hostel. You have the key." And I was like, "Oh, like okay." And then I look at my phone.
Is this like in Dresden?
Yeah.
Okay.
I look at my phone and see the time. I'm like, that can't be right. And then I walk outside the bar and it's daylight out. I was like, oh, it can be right. So I ran back to the hostel and let him out and then went and sat on the bed. And he's like, don't bother falling asleep. We're leaving in 20 minutes. And I was like, I'm not. Don't worry. I pass out once he leaves the room. So he comes back in and wakes me up. We get in the truck, and then he's like, okay, I'm going to stop at the grocery store. I was like, yeah, good idea. Cool, solid. And we stop at the grocery store, and he just is like, you coming in? I was like, I'm like slurring my words. I'm just like, I'll watch the truck. And he's like, okay, that's a good idea. So he gets out. He goes in the store, and I pass out and don't wake up till 3 hours later. Like, not even a hint, not even slightly wake up or anything. And I wake up and I'm like, oh, Carson, how long? I'm so sorry. How long have I been asleep? He's like, a long time. And I was like, oh.
Yeah, he'll just be super passive aggressive.
Yeah.
He's German.
But he didn't even say it mean. Like, he had a smile on his face. And then he looked over and he's like, here, look, I got you.
Yeah, he doesn't really mind because Carson can do trips on his own as well. Like he doesn't mind. But it's one of those things like there's been like plenty of times where it's been me and Carson and then just like one of the trucks or whatever, right?
Yeah.
Or just like me and Carson and like one or two other people. And then me and Carson are just like, yeah, like you guys can just fall asleep. We don't really give a shit, you know? Because me and Carson will just like entertain each other and talk literally the entire trip.
Yeah.
About anything and everything, which is like that's the kind of shit you live for.
Yeah.
Like that's the kind of stuff you want because that's something like, for example, I didn't have with Kim Ray because he just wanted to talk about bodybuilding and fitness the entire time. I was like, dude, I get it. You know what I mean? Like, obviously, I work out too and all that kind of stuff. And I could talk about fitness for a little bit, but I don't care enough to the point where I can talk about it for a long time. It's actually like texting with Scotty about like fitness shit earlier today. So obviously I do have some interest in it.
Yeah.
It's just not, I can't talk about it for 4 to 5 hours straight.
Yeah. That's,
you know what I mean?
It's ridiculous. And that like, but yeah, that's the kind of relationship like I have with you. At times Carson when I'm not pissed drunk. Like me and Kelly can do that just fine. But like back to the Carson story is
I don't know if I could do that with Kelly, honestly.
I can, but I mean, obviously we're in a relationship.
Yeah, no shit, you can. Of course you
I
can.
think you guys
But
could. I think you
but
could.
but, but that's the thing of like, for example, like me and Ahmed, like we hit it off like right away,
Mhm.
right? Like first day we met each other, we hit it off right away because like in like within like 10 minutes we started talking about like Scott Steiner's workout DVD, and I was just like, all right, this dude is cool, yeah. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? And then, but like also because in the Netherlands, like I'm the guy that lives the closest to him, so we always had the road trip together for shows in Netherlands and Belgium, and then like later Germany and stuff. So he and I would just like it's the same thing. Like he and I just talk the entire time up until the point where like he falls asleep when it
Yeah.
becomes like nighttime and just like he can't stay awake. A couple of times he tried, and it was really cute, you know, because he
That's
like
really cute.
yeah, it's really cute because he just starts talking like it's that shit where you're like half asleep but you don't just start talking about bullshit,
Yeah.
you know, and like he was talking about like street lights like while we were on the highway. I was like, all right, dude, just like you just fall asleep, like yeah, I mean, but like, and I remember at one time, oh my god, this was like years ago. This is like for my second WWE tryout in London, right?
Yeah.
And then we had a show. Was it like Hoyerswerda? That's like where I broke my ankle, right? So
Yes.
we had a show there the day before I had to fly out. And Hoyerswerda is in eastern Germany, so it's quite far away. Um,
Solid 5 hours at least.
yeah, 6 hours at least. So I was just like, well, I'll go with Dragan. Yeah, I mean, I'll drive there. He can drive back, and then like I could sleep in the car and still get some sleep before I had to head off and catch this airplane. You know, but the thing is, like, so I still drive the first part of like us leaving. You know what I mean? And now I'm like, all right, we're on the highway. You know, like it's basically just straightforward for the most part now. So you can just like take over. I found out at that moment that like I don't know if that's the term in English, but like Ahmed was night blind. Is that the term?
No. We don't really have a term for it.
Oh,
I
okay,
know what you
but
mean.
it's
It's when you like at night, like your visibility is poor to the fact you're almost like blind, like legally blind.
yeah. So he was just like going super slow, like on the highway and like weaving like in and out of lanes. And I'm like, dude, what the fuck are you doing? And he's just like, I can't see. I was just like, what do you mean? Like it's right, like it's right there. You know what I mean? And so like that lasted for like 10 minutes. I was just like, all right, pull over. So I just drove the rest of the trip as well. And like he was just like, hey man, like I'm sorry, this and that. I was like, hey man, like I didn't know you were night blind, so
I didn't know your
I guess
eyes were bitches.
yeah, I was just like, I guess like jokes on me. Like you don't have to apologize for anything. Like you can't help that. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? But it's gonna suck for me because I'm gonna get like 1 hour of sleep. You know, but yeah, that was something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, but anyway, to finish the Carson story real quick,
Oh, sure.
he said that kind of passive aggressively, and then was like, "Look, I got you bread and a Red Bull. This will make you feel better. Eat and drink it." And I was just kind of like, "You fucking stallion, you."
Yeah,
You got,
yeah,
and then
yeah.
I ate that and I felt better, and then I was awake the rest of the time. I was like, "This is great." Carson just he gets it. He gets it.
Dude, that's the thing. I think like Karsten for like a lot of people is just like super misunderstood.
Yeah,
Like he's a rude dick, you know,
yeah,
but he's a good dick.
yeah. He's a
You know
good,
what I mean?
solid, veiny, big dick.
Yeah, so that's like why he and I like honestly like get along really well. Like if you actually end up talking to him, like he's actually like a very caring person and stuff.
Yeah, like
He just doesn't show it a lot.
when I first met him was my first day when I arrived into WXW. I landed, was stuck at the airport for 4 hours. Norman Harris picked me up. Uh, and then I went and slept for 4 hours, and I woke up, and I was just like intending to sleep throughout the night. And then I was kind of like, oh, they're running training. Like maybe I should go down, like and participate in my first one. So I went down, and Carson's like, didn't you just get here? I was like, well, yeah. He's like, what do you? Okay. So he's like, that was like the last class I think he ever ran, and
Yeah, sure.
and so he's showing some stuff. He's like, how are you showing it? And then I showed it in different ways. Like, oh, that's good. and like he kind of had me help him in little things. But then like throughout that tour, we would drive together, we would chat, and I figured out very quickly that he could be a dick, he could be very abrupt, but it's just kind of his. He's not trying to be rude. He's just trying to. That's just his personality and his humor. And
Yeah.
he also has a very dark sense of humor. So we made a lot of a lot of jokes back and forth that I wouldn't repeat in public, but between friends, it is what it is. And
I remember once once it was me, him, and Ruth, right?
yeah, yeah,
And then like I don't know, like he and Ruth are pretty close or whatever.
yeah,
And I remember like uh, he and I would just kind of like joke about his condition,
yeah,
right? Which is obviously like a very serious thing, but it was always just like I wouldn't joke about that shit if I knew like Carson wasn't okay with it.
but
You know
he'll
what I mean?
usually start it.
But yeah, like that's the thing. Like he'll bring it up and he'll start like joking about like his like whole his tumor and everything. And like like it got to a point where like he just kept going and I was even less like, oh geez, you know, like Carson. And like she got like really upset with him. Like, where it got to a point where like we went to like a grocery store like to just pick up some food, and she was like yelling at him and shit, and he was just like, "Oh yeah, I'm sorry." But, like he's apologizing for him joking about his own condition because it's making her upset.
Yeah. But yeah, that's
But yeah.
like, and again, like once I learned all that kind of stuff, and he would bring it up, and then like again, me and him would joke about it as well, but like very cautiously. I didn't want to say anything too far, but at the same time, every time
Yeah,
I
but
thought
he
it,
could just fucking go there.
yeah,
Like-
but every time he would, and then every time I thought I pushed the line, his eyes would light up, and he'd be like, "Yeah."
yeah, yeah, he'd be the biggest fan of those jokes.
Yeah.
There's like I remember it one time as well, being being like the squad was like me, Karsten, and Tenqua, which is like
What
such
a
a fucking
squad.
weird. Yeah, it's such a weird group, right? And it's like me and Karsten like have like at that point I'd road tripped a bunch. Like I haven't even road tripped that much with Tenqua, right?
Yeah.
Like still to this day, because he and I like just don't live close and all that kind of stuff. But like me and Karsten had road tripped a bunch. So what we would do is we usually put on like Karsten like just puts on his music, which a lot of times is just corny 80s and 90s sing along shit. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And he and I would just like go nuts. And then I remember Tenko went along, but Tenko was just like not into that shit at all.
Yeah.
So he was just super annoyed. And like one of the road trips back, Tank was just like, "Hey, like, can I just like put on my music for a minute?" You know, and we were just like, "Oh yeah, sure." Like you could have asked before, we don't care. And he puts on this vaporwave stuff, and I'm just like, "All right, like, this is fine." But then we were listening to it for half an hour, and then me and Carson, like, just in silence, just looked at each other, and then we both just went, "All right, that's about enough of that," yeah. And then we switched it back over to Carson's playlist. It's like Tank was just like, oh,
Oh.
and like one of the parts of that like weekend as well was that me, Tankwa, and Tim actually shared a room once, and then Tankwa went downstairs to hang out with everybody, and me and Tim just hung out in the room, and then like we talked until we fell asleep. Which is like Tim falls asleep first, and
Yeah.
I noticed by him just starting to snore all of a sudden.
It sounds like a fucking wildebeest in heat after killing several animals that day. It is.
Yeah,
It is
it's-
something to hear.
it's an experience.
Picture
for sure.
Tim Thatcher. Think about what you think he sounds like snoring, and you're correct.
Yeah. Funny enough, every time I room with Tim, this happens. But
Well, it's funny because every time he sleeps, it happens. So.
yeah, but I mean, every time it's like we talk,
Oh
and
yeah.
then and then all of a sudden he just starts snoring. I'm like, well,
So wholesome.
all right, dude. Yeah, and then but then like eventually like I'll fall asleep. Yeah, I mean. And then at one point, like me, Karsten, and Tankwa get in the truck, and we and Tank was just fucking miserable. And Karsten just goes like, "Whoa, Tang, what's going on with you?" You know? And Tank was just like, "I didn't sleep at all." And he's like, and I just went like, what? Why is that? And he just goes like, because you and Tim wouldn't stop fucking snoring. He got so pissed. I was just like, oh, well, I was just like, hey man, like we can't really help it, dude. Like, it
Oh.
just, it was just like when one would stop, the other would start. It would just be like this revolving door of snores. I just couldn't sleep. I was just like, well, tough break, dude. Don't know what to tell you. Like,
So you know me, and a couple of our friends will attest to this. If I need to go to sleep or if I want to sleep, I'll sleep. Like I don't. Nothing really keeps me from sleeping.
sure.
Like and
I definitely
admittedly,
know that.
admittedly on our road trips, like I do my best effort sometimes to stay awake, and usually I do. But there are occasions where I just can't help it, and like discomfort will not stop me. So whenever Tim and I both used to
Must be
stay,
nice.
yeah, sorry, bud. Uh, whenever Tim and I both used to stay at the WXW apartment, we'd always be in the same room together. And I think for the most part, I'm not sure if he consciously did this, but we tried to keep it the more adult room, so that way the people that came in to train that are a little bit more immature, or loud, or rambunctious, or just wanted to watch dumb shit and be loud all day, they would be stuck sleeping in the other room.
Yeah.
So because of that, like I'm just used to Tim snoring. I'm just used to snoring in general. Like it doesn't bother me. It's not gonna keep me from going to sleep. It's whatever. But this one time we're staying there, and it was me and Tim, and this was in the not the first apartment, but the second. So it was still one room for everybody though.
Yeah.
And there's this dude there that stayed named Harish. Not sure if he still wrestles, but he was quite a character. We'll go into that more on another time. But
I don't know if I know this, dude.
you don't. You wouldn't have met him.
Oh,
He didn't
okay.
come to any shows or anything like that. He was just there to train. He did an academy show. Like I'm sure you've heard me talk about him, but the name doesn't ring a bell. But anyway, so we're going to sleep one night. It's one of Harris's first days there. Tim's the first one to fall asleep. Tim snores. It is what it is. It's not that big a deal. People snore. It's extra loud this night, I noticed though. So I'm in bed. It's like 2 a.m. I'm probably playing. I think I'm playing something on my PS Vita because like I could remote my PS4 to my PS Vita. So I was playing Skyrim or some shit.
Okay.
And I hear like Harish down in the bunk across from me and down, trying to sleep, and like he can't. Like and I'm looking over, and he's noticeably, visibly upset by like
Yeah.
Tim snoring, and he cannot sleep to save his life, and it's like he's been trying for hours, and he just starts having those little passive aggressive like hoping like it's loud enough that maybe it'll wake Tim, and then he has a second to fall asleep, but Tim never wakes, and then he does
No,
that
no.
he does it several times and just gets louder and louder, like because he's not man enough to just wake up like, no one's man enough to just wake up Tim, like you don't poke a sleeping bear, but and he's getting so pissy and so uncomfortable. And then after one of the last times, like I audibly, my bunk just go and just giggle out loud, and that seemingly like, pisses off Harris more. He just turns and just tucks his
Well,
head
I
under the
wonder
cover.
why, AJ. I wonder when you like. I wonder why when you mock someone, it just pisses somebody off more. It's not like I do that to you like every time we talk, but whatever.
Well, that makes you a bad person. But so that happened, and then like he didn't sleep the entire night.
That's a pot calling the kettle black right there.
I'm not saying I'm the
That's
best.
evidenced by this fucking story.
I'm not saying I'm the best person. Just maybe worst than most.
Worst than most?
Yeah.
Don't you mean worse than most?
Worse than the most works as well.
No,
Yeah.
it doesn't.
How does it not?
Because worst is the penultimate.
Oh, yeah, fair enough. Okay. Got me on that one. Yeah.
English, motherfucker, do you speak it?
That's right. This podcast has been a shit show and it's ending soon anyway, so I'm going to scrap the whole thing. This will be the deleted take.
Well, like, yeah, but I don't know, man. Like, I have issues falling asleep anyway, so snoring, like, it bothers me, but not that much. But because I just know, like, okay, it's gonna add like another hour or two before I fall asleep. So, so it just is what it is. You know what I mean? I remember one time though, like, we were rooming in like a hostel in Dresden, and there were like two people snoring and alternating, and like I couldn't fall asleep at all. at that point. So now, like, I drove back with Ivanov and Adam Polak, and I remember Ivanov just trying to make small talk. It's like, oh well, so how's everybody doing this morning? Everybody feeling all right? You know. And I was just like, I couldn't sleep for shit. Like these two motherfuckers kept snoring, and then like Polak just like looked at me because at that time like he and I roomed a lot together. He just looked at me. He's like, dude, you don't get to say a fucking thing. We room together every weekend. You snore every goddamn time, and I don't say anything. So maybe shut the fuck up. I was just like, oh, all right.
Oh.
I was just like, fair enough. You know, but I was just kind of like, that was like a big like discovery for me because I didn't know I snored because nobody has ever fucking told me. But you know, it made sense like when I was told.
Know who is another person I really like roading with is Tyler Colton.
Yeah.
He's hella fun. Like when it was me, you, him, and Kelly in that road trip that was seemingly lasted forever. Yeah. As long as it was, that was fun. And on the way back was fun and all that kind of stuff. Like he's a good road dude because he's used to being on the road with those large Canadian tours and stuff like that. Like he gets it.
Yeah. I agree with that. Although I haven't had too many road trips with Tyler. Although I think it was that one weekend, which I think was his last weekend of this last tour. Where like it was just like I was just driving by myself from show to show, and we had a show in Hamburg. I just drove there by myself, and then we had a show in Auri.
Yeah, and did he?
I think the next day
he hopped in with you, right?
Yeah, that was pretty sick.
Yeah, I was jealous.
Talked a lot of shit about you and Kelly though.
Fair.
The entire trip.
I mean, we're obviously very important people in your lives if you guys can spend several hours talking about us.
I mean, I don't talk shit about people that are important to me.
What?
I don't consider anybody to be important to me, AJ.
Oh.
Especially myself.
That reminds me of like years ago. It was like four or 5 months since I had been at WXW, which is, like right now. And we were talking back and forth. I was just like, yeah, man, miss you too. Or I miss you or something like that. And like, you were just like, oh yeah, cool. I was like, oh, well, thanks. and then you're just like, oh yeah, I don't miss people. I was like, okay.
I don't.
But then I will say that there was one time I came back and Jurn like gave me a big old hug. He was like, oh, it's good to see you. It's like been so long or whatever. And like you kind of hinted that you missed me. And I got that twinkle in my eye and I was like, I got him.
I don't think it's so much missing people as much as like, oh yeah, it's just good to see someone again that you like. You know, I don't miss people.
You don't have the.
I remember that being like one time, like when I was in college, like this one dude was gonna, like he just did the 1 year, just the one college year, and was gonna like jump ship to like a different degree type thing.
Okay.
Afterwards, like he just needed the 1 year to go on to a different thing. And I was like, oh, so you're gonna leave this study? And he's like, yeah, you're gonna miss me? I was like, honestly, dude, not really. And he was like, yeah, fair enough. I mean, I'd rather just be like honest about it.
Oh no, I definitely always appreciate your honesty.
Yeah. A lot of people don't.
That's one thing. I think I forget who said it.
I know Kelly had to get used to it.
No, but
she always just think I bully her, which is not the case.
No, see, I don't think you have the social inclination to realize when you're messing with someone and realize when it's just straight bullying. So I'm kind of with her on this one. As intelligent of a human being you are, you have a few, and by a few I mean like maybe two pieces of social ineptness where it's kind of like I don't think Jurn realizes.
I feel like I have more pieces on social ineptness.
Okay, since you admit to it, there's a slight dictionary of social ineptness you seem to show where it's like, man, if Jurn realized how this made me feel or how pissed I'm getting right now, I don't think he would still be doing this, but I don't think he realizes, and I kind of want to slit his throat. But then, like in a couple of minutes later, it's fine.
Yeah, but that's the thing. People just don't tell me.
But
like if you just tell me, I'm cool with it. I don't fucking care.
But also, no, I think she's one of them. I think she's one of a couple people who have come up to me and been like, "Oh yeah, like besides you, I always go to Jurn about my match because like he doesn't bullshit me or tell me something's good. He'll just tell me straight up what it is.
Yeah.
And like I really appreciate that. And I was like, yeah, Jurn's good about that stuff. Also because like he doesn't understand what human emotions and feelings are, so he doesn't understand how to break them or hurt them. So you'll be all right.
Well, I understand human emotions, just not all of them.
I think I have a theory that you just mimic human emotions, and the only one that you
No, I'm not a fucking sociopath, dude. Let's not get carried away.
I think the only one you actually understand is humor.
I would say rage.
And oh yeah, rage, like when you have to drive through a city or park.
I would say I understand all the 7 sins, and besides that, I'm kind of lost.
I feel like it's very it's a tightrope you're walking between human being and sociopath.
So I understand, like, what is it? Wrath, pride, envy, gluttony,
greed,
greed, lust, and then there's one more that I always fucking forget.
Sloth.
God damn it, sloth. Yeah, I definitely understand sloth.
I can't believe I'm so impressed that I remember that one because I was like, I'm not gonna figure this out.
Yeah,
I don't know why I remember that one. Maybe because it's
I relate very much to all of those and understand those 100%. But the rest of them, nah.
I feel like you just said live on air, you're the epitome of evil.
Yeah, hey man, it just is what it is.
So you're listening to Alexander James and Satan here on 92Q.
What can I say? I was born this way.
Shout out to our main monster herself, Lady Gaga.
Hell yeah.
So that's why we're friends. Just about every reference you make, I'm like, hey, yeah.
To be fair, I would hope people would understand a goddamn Lady Gaga reference.
You said it very subtly, though, so I think some people might just take it purely in context rather than understand the greater meaning.
The greater meaning of Lady Gaga.
The greater.
Yeah, I don't know, man. This kind of is what it is. I like because I've had that conversation with like a couple of people where like later they've come up to me and been like, yeah, I thought you were kind of a bully initially, but you're a pretty chill dude. I was like, oh, I'm sorry if I ever made it feel like I was bullying you. Like that was never my intention. Yeah, I mean,
I'm not gonna lie.
It's just
I have much
yeah.
I have much thicker skin now because of you, and I handle things a lot better. But even still, with you being one of my absolute best friends, like someone who I want to be in my wedding one day, I still once a week.
In your wedding?
Yeah, you'd be like
fucking 3-way wedding, dude.
No, that's an expression. You'd be like a groomsman or something.
Oh, wouldn't you say at your wedding?
No, guests are at the wedding. If you're in the wedding, you're a bridesmaid, a groom, something like that.
Oh, okay. I did not know about that.
Oh yeah, it's just
But that's probably because I don't plan on getting married.
Yeah,
so.
And you better not. Don't you change, you shining diamond, you. But yeah, but still on a regular basis, at least once a week, I feel bullied. And I'm like, how is this happening to me? I'm a fucking 28-year-old man. There is no one on this goddamn planet that gets under my skin anymore except this motherfucker. Because again, it's a social ineptness.
But you definitely know, like, if you sit down and think about it, you know I don't intend to bully.
Yes, but it's that social ineptness where you don't intend it to, but it comes at something at a particular time where it's not appropriate, or the other social ineptness is that you, knowing me so well or knowing people so well, find a way to sneak through all the outside things you could comment on that would be funny and hit the nerve that maybe shouldn't be touched at that moment. And maybe it's a gift, maybe it's something else, but I'm like, dear God.
I feel like it's a gift, dude. I feel like it's a gift. I feel like I'm fucking blessed.
Oh my God. I've had so many.
Like the Lord is looking down on me.
You have no idea how many times. You have no idea how many times that gift has caused someone to text me out of the blue because of our association. Be like, "Yo, your boy really, really fucking is pissing me off right now."
Part of me makes it feel proud. Like, I feel pride in myself. Other part of me is also as well like, man, like if these people just knew that they could just come up to me and tell me.
Oh, fuck you. I do all the time. And you're just like.
Yeah, but that's because we have so much of a rapport. that like I said, like I know that I don't intend to harm. You know what I mean? But whereas like for example, like I said, like I've had people come up to me and being like, yo, like I thought like initially like you were a bully, like you were a real asshole to me. But I see now that it's not that way. It's like, oh dude, like I apologize for making you feel that way. Like initially it's never my intention, but I'm happy we're cool now. You know what I mean? Like I've had that with a couple of people.
See, I see once they get on that deeper level of knowing you, they realize like, oh hey, the conversation switches to, oh hey, like first I thought you were just a real bully, and then like I realized you are. It's just some of the times it's funny, and other the times it's just he's got a gift.
I don't know, dude. If you can't handle the heat, get out of the kitchen.
Oh my
You know what I
god!
mean? Like,
See, here's the thing: you will invade
this is the
people's
thing, like,
kitchen.
this is the thing though. Like for me, it comes from a point of me being bullied, I guess, by like my brother and my father, like for my entire life. You know what I mean? And we still fucking get on each other every time we meet. 'Cause that's just our relationship. So that's just like what I'm used to. I understand very well that that's like not how most people are. I understand that, but I'm just, dude, I'm just wired that way now. All right, I can't help it anymore. I'm too far gone. There's no
Save
bringing me back,
yourself.
all right?
Get out of here.
Yeah. So
Yeah, honestly, like I was picked on a lot as a kid, and it always just got to me, especially because of my anxiety and stuff. But then meeting you, like, I like it really, like to be honest, like for the most part, I have because of my friendship with you, I have the ability now to let my things roll off my shoulders so much more, and I also have the ability to laugh at myself
you're
a lot
welcome.
more. Yeah, that wasn't.
You're very welcome.
Yeah, it doesn't come with like plenty of other issues, but but yeah, it's like I find myself having a much thicker skin and just being able to be like, yeah, whatever. Okay, that's funny. Okay, I did something stupid.
Yeah, because that's the thing as well. Like honestly, I don't pick on people that can just take it. You know what I mean? Like people like they'll like just laugh it off and just go with it. I was like, it's kind of boring. So I'll find another way. Like
Just before he finishes, just so you guys know, Jurn just said, I don't pick on the strong. I go after the weak. Which doesn't make you sound better.
no, that wasn't my intention. It wasn't my intention to make me like come out of this like looking like the fucking knight in shining armor. You know what I mean? But like that, but that's the thing though, right? Like that's the whole thing about like fucking comedy and jokes. You go for those that sell for them. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Like if they don't sell for them, what's the fucking point? So.
Okay, so guys, just so you
Means
know,
they don't work.
Psychopaths, Ernie S. just said, oh, well, the reason I do it is the reason behind my bullying is because comedians and comedy, like that's
everything I do in my life is based around comedy. I'm a comedian first and a professional wrestler second, and whatever the fuck comes afterwards after that. So, yeah.
Dear Lord.
It's just how it is.
Dear Lord.
I stand by what I say.
I don't doubt it. Not a single part of me doesn't believe you mean every single word. I feel like it's a rare gift getting to the point I am in your relationship. I think it's me and Dragon that understand, and maybe one other person that understand wholeheartedly like how to decipher you. And like when someone,
there's more than one other person.
I don't know, because there's plenty of people who are always just like, I think Jern's joking, or we don't know. And I think me and Dragon are the two people that can be like, he is or he isn't.
Yeah.
Maybe
I agree.
your dad.
I agree with that. Yeah, my dad and my brother for sure.
Yeah.
I honestly don't know about my mom.
I was about to say that too. I haven't met your mom, but I don't know from you telling me about stuff if your mom would.
I mean, me and my mom are really close. You know.
Yeah.
But it's one of those things that like she never shared in like that whole like aspect of like me, my dad, my brother bullying each other.
Yeah. Being a piece of shit. Yeah, your mother was the nice one. I got it.
Yeah, basically.
So what you're saying is your mother wasn't a comedian?
No,
Oh, okay.
definitely not. Definitely not. Sometimes she'll like show me jokes that people send her, and I'm like, Mom, this isn't like this is the tamest shit in the world. This doesn't do it for me anymore. This is not funny.
Rewrite this.
I was over these kind of jokes when I was 6. All right, come on. What are you doing?
Step your game up, Karen.
But yeah, have we reached the point where people have to start asking questions now?
We'll go for one again. I have to go in like a minute, but also I'm half tempted because like this podcast started off so weird and then was late, and I have to cut out like 15 minutes of it. That I'm thinking this will just be a bonus one for later or something. This just one we'll do live, and I'll hold on to it, and then like maybe the next one will be like 11 and a half. I don't know. We'll talk about it off air and leave it up to you, I guess, maybe.
Sure.
Because I feel like this one was way more unorganized, although fun, but I don't know. If y'all,
I think this was one of the more fun ones,
for
in my opinion.
a bully Jurn, yeah, it was. Chino asks if y'all are doing questions. What are the moments when Jurn came close to having to legit fight someone he pissed off until AJ saved him?
That's never happened.
I
Because
don't-
people are too scared to fight me.
Yeah, I don't think that's ever happened or even come close to a point. Also, like Jurn's not, as enraged as Jurn can get. Like he's not a fucking child. He's not just gonna fight somebody. Like
No.
anybody who gets to the point in their emotions where they're like, "Oh, we're gonna fight," when it isn't for something real, legitimate, or meaningful. Like if it's just an argument or dispute, like they're fucking children, and Jurn's not a child.
Yeah. But like I said, everybody's also too scared to fight me. So
Yeah, I don't see that happening. I feel like
nobody's gonna fucking step up to this heat, son.
nobody wants to
All
smoke.
right, I got my fucking left knuckle freedom and my right knuckle justice waiting for him.
Oh
So-
man, Jurn's dishing out those equal rights and equal lefts, baby.
Yeah. I don't care who you are, dude. I do not care.
I
I
do.
will rain down a world of hurt
I feel
upon you.
I feel like there has been an instance though where like you've gone off on somebody and I had to like maybe be like, hey, just leave him be, fuck the dude. But I don't remember what it was. I feel like it was something at a merch table, but maybe I'm wrong.
Oh, I don't know.
Or maybe it wasn't even you.
Probably not, dude. I mean, like, I get annoyed at merch tables. But I don't get angry, you know?
Okay, so that was a quick question. So we'll take one more.
Yeah. If you guys got one more question, first come, first serve. I don't know if that's the case, but
Yeah, sure.
it sounded funny when I said it. So
I enjoyed it. You're a comedian after all, is what we've established.
I am a comedian. A bad one, but one nonetheless.
I mean, define bad. Chenny asked, "What's the meaning
Bad
of?"
in the sense that I have no career in comedy at all.
Yeah, oh, true.
So,
Chenny asked, "What's the meaning of life?" And I already told you this, Chenny. It's 42.
oh my god.
Switchblade wants to know, how are you waxing your bald heads? You don't wax a bald head.
No, you just shave them, dude.
Yeah. Jenny says, "Fuck you, AJ." Sorry,
Yeah,
I
you
tried.
deserve that one.
I told her the answer.
And we discussed me being the bully.
That's not a bully.
Come on.
It's a reference.
Dude, that's a fucking bully tactic.
It's a
right there.
literary reference. I gave her an answer, and it's not going to change. That's what the meaning of life is. 42.
Okay.
Jenny
I'll
says
tell
she
you,
gave-
Chenny, there is no meaning in life.
Oh, is that really the answer you wanted? Out of the two of those, the one you wanted is his.
Yeah, the real one, the one that was straight shooting, all right, the honest one, instead of like some fucking whack ass bullshit.
You know what, Chenny? I'll give you an answer. The meaning of life is picking yourself up every day, no matter what gets thrown at you, dusting yourself off and making the best out of it, and enjoying your life to the best of your abilities and to the best of those around you and the ones that you love, with the hand that's dealt to you. And if you can do that, then you've accomplished the meaning of life. And I think you do a pretty good job of that, and you should just keep on shitting and getting it. That's your answer. That's your official answer.
That's probably the best answer out of the three.
Probably. I'd hope so. Let's see if she takes it. Let's ladies and gentlemen, let's go to the board. Surveys.
Tally up those points.
Top three answers on the board. We surveyed 100 people. What is the meaning of life? Oh, okay.
God, I wish we could survey 100 people. We don't get enough people for that.
Let's take a look at the board. Survey says, and Chenny just says, "Oh."
Maybe if I keep like streaming Dokkan every day, I'll get 100 people. But
Maybe that's so weirdly popular to stream.
yeah, it's dope though. I like it. Yeah.
All right, guys. One more question.
One more. Oh my god!
Because that question doesn't count.
Going actual with the full 3
by accident.
My goodness. Dokkan is just a cool game. That's why I agree. It's the best, greatest game of all time.
Wow, my question wasn't good enough. Okay, I see how it is. I just get. Oh my god, Chenny, I can't win with you today, can I?
I mean, it's probably also because it's been asked before, Chenny. So,
milk or cereal first? It's obviously cereal first.
Cereal, dude. What the fuck?
If you pour milk first, you're a psychopath.
Yeah. Take it from me, the psychopath.
Yeah.
Even I do cereal first, dude.
Freya says, "Where can I buy your merch at, boys?" Mine is at mine's at teespring.com/stores/thecrowngaming for channel merchandise. My other merchandise is at prowrestlingtees.com/AlexanderJames or painprincejames.bigcartel.com, where I still have Pain Prince James shirts left.
While AJ was saying all that, I just typed my answer in the chat, but it's Jurn Simmons at bigcartel.com or thirstrapjurn.bigcartel.com.
Also, if you're watching this on YouTube, his links for his merch and stuff are always available in the description down below.
Oh, I didn't even know about that. Thank you.
Yeah, hook you up, dog. At least I think they are. Bro. I have like a whole typed out addition that I put to my usual descriptions that have your stuff on it. I think it has your merch as well. It should.
Oh, fuck yeah, bro.
If not, I'll put it in there now. No, it is your social medias and your Twitch channel, so I'll add that too.
You bitch!
You didn't even
come on.
Shut the fuck up. I'm copying and pasting right now, so now it's gonna be in there from now on.
Hell yeah, thank you.
I'll just put it in there manually because it won't let me copy and paste out of chat. But yeah, that'll be in this description below if this one makes it to the YouTube. I'm sure it will.
Yeah.
I don't know why it wouldn't. Although it did definitely trail off a good bit.
Buy 3 Jurn shirts so you can spend more money on Dokkan. I mean, there are only 2.
So yes, do that. So buy one to cut the sleeves off of.
Oh yeah, dude.
Yeah.
I can look yoked in one of my shirts.
You gotta fucking show up to the gym.
I mean, I look yoked in every shirt.
True.
So
that's a biggest accomplishment I think I've made during this whole pandemic and training. Just at home and now back at the gym, and just my diet being on point is now, instead of just having to wear a tank top like some common man walking around trying to look yoked so my traps will show and stuff, now I can just wear a t-shirt and I look like a bad boy.
I remember that annoyed me so much.
What?
About like you on Instagram, just every day there would be a selfie of you in a tank top at the gym. I was like, dude, we get it, you work out. That's like I don't know, like I don't know if I'm like one of the most jacked people that's like hates just everything about like fitness culture and shit, you know. But like I don't even know, like I would feel bad just being in the gym in the middle of a workout and taking pictures of myself like with a pump. I would feel bad just doing that. It's just like, man,
why?
What a fucking douche.
I don't know, like, but then, so like, you're the person.
I don't see the point of posting that shit online. You know what I mean? So you're like, oh, are you doing this for other people's approval? You know what I mean?
I used to do it as a way of like, oh, like I'm feeling good. It would be a little confidence boost, but also just to put something in the story because I never put anything on my Insta story, and like that helps like drive traffic to your Instagram and stuff like that. Okay. I don't do it anymore though, because like I'm not wrestling. I know I'm in really good shape, and people will just see it when I come back to wrestling. So good for them. I don't feel the need to do that anymore. So I get your point. But now if I take a pics at the gym, I don't share it anywhere. I don't put it anywhere. It's just to send to Kelly. That's it.
Yeah, I mean, I took pictures for like progression purposes. Like I've done that. Yeah, I mean, but that's just for me because I work out for me. You know what I mean? Like, my God,
I get it. Like before, like I'm on your
This is
side of
it.
I'm on your side of the
Yeah.
fence now, but before, like I was doing it with like there's I don't think there's anything wrong with people like posting at their gym doing because if it motivates you and it keeps you accountable and you need that little bit of like motivation or that confidence boost helps you out, then go for it. Good, you do you. There's nothing wrong with that. So I
Yeah,
disagree.
sure.
I
Like
did.
I still support like some people that do it and
Yeah.
everything. You know what I
Oh,
mean?
just
Like for
you
example,
didn't me.
no, because you already like had a decent build.
Uh,
So but like for example, like with Lucky, like Lucky was just a skinny twig, and then like recently, like he's been hitting the gym like really hard and all that kind of shit, and he's been like hitting some of his goals. So I was like, yeah, fucking get it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but you don't know what goes on in somebody's mind. Like, I'm not going to say it's okay for one person and not the other when just because someone's in slightly better shape, like, because they might not see it themselves that way or that might not
No,
be.
but I mean from me like motivating them. You know what I mean? Like I'm like I didn't go like all the time like to you and be like, oh fucking stop posting this or whatever. You know what I mean?
But you would
I
every
would,
once in a while just be like, oh, you look like a douche. And then it's like, well, why even say
yeah.
anything? Just scroll past. So here's the thing. I'm on your side of it now, but your mentality from before when I would do it is all wrong. It's just you not being able to. It's you being like I couldn't do that because I'd be self conscious. But then also bashing on some people because it's like, oh well, you don't need to do it because you don't need the motivation. But good for them. Like who are you to decide who does and doesn't need it?
Well, to be fair, I'm pretty sure I've only sent that to you. And that's
Fuck it.
because
Yeah,
and
yeah.
and that's because we're close. And that's
Of
because I knew
course.
it would rile you up. So
Again,
like
fucking
people
psychopath.
most people I see doing that, I'm just like, all right, whatever, dude. You know what I mean? Like I don't really I guess I do care, but it is a thing of like I just let it pass by. You know what I mean? But it is something that I just don't understand. You know what I mean?
Yeah, fair
So
enough.
that's kind of like that.
As if you can admit that you don't understand your rationale for it, that's fine. Like
What?
that's enough. If you can admit your not understanding of it and not like understanding your rationale of when it is okay and isn't, then like I mean that's fine. That's just as good of a reasoning, I guess, as any.
I just don't understand like the need to post that stuff. Is what I'm saying.
Oh, okay. Well, because you don't. Yeah, but that's the thing. I don't understand people's need to. I don't know, do a lot of things, but I'm not going to bash them for doing it because if it helps them get through the day and
Yeah,
it's their day to day thing, then it is what it is.
yeah, that's how I feel about it too. Like I don't go and bash them for it,
Except you
you know.
do.
Except that I would like sometimes be like go to you and be like, "Oh, you look like a douche," or,
But the thing is, you
you
said it
know.
wasn't just me. It was someone like if you saw someone, you said earlier, if you saw someone that was in pretty decent shape, it's like, oh, why do you need the motivation? But someone that lucky
Yeah,
who's,
I wouldn't tell them. You know what I mean?
but
Like
it's
I
the
wouldn't go out of
mentality.
my
I'm
way.
not saying like you going after them. I'm saying the mentality of your thought process. I don't.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. Like I don't understand the need. Like it doesn't matter what shape you're in. I don't understand the need to post that stuff.
All right, fair enough.
You know what I mean? But it is a thing of like, well, if somebody like fucking that's working towards something, this and that, and like needs that motivation, I'll fucking give it to them. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But if I feel like it's not the case, then I just don't.
All right.
So
Fair enough.
yeah.
What happened to this? I was supposed to leave 20 minutes ago.
I don't know, dude. You better fucking get your ass going.
Whatever.
I gotta play Brawl Hollow with Mac.
Oh shit, my bad, son. All right, guys. I hope you all enjoyed this random podcast that started one way and then just derailed into so many different things to the human psyche.
Derailed?
Oh, man, what's happening? What's happening to me? My brain's going to mush.
Ending on a high note, AJ.
I haven't taken a bump in like a week, but I haven't taken consistent bumps in like 6 months, and my brain's going to mush. It should be the opposite. My brain should be getting better.
Yeah. It is for most. But you're a special case, I suppose.
My body feels better. My brain gets worse. I don't get this. Turning into a himbo.
I don't know about that.
Shut up.
I mean, it's impossible for you to be a bimbo
Why is that?
because you're in a relationship. You can't sleep around enough.
Oh, that's true. But does that a himbo or a bimbo necessarily dignify that you sleep around, or that you're just beautiful and dumb?
I think it's the latter, but I'd like to think the primary part like just adds to it. Yeah, I mean,
Fair. Okay. I'll side with that. All right. So I can't even be a himbo, right? This is.
can't do anything
I
right.
can't.
Oh
All right,
my
guys.
god.
Don't even trust myself to sign off to this podcast, so I'm gonna leave it to Jurn and just fucking wallow here in my misery.
All right, goodbye, guys.
Wait, Chenny just said AJ's not a himbo; he's just a little stupid. Thanks, Chenny.
I wouldn't disagree with that.
I'm not stupid, so I can be a bit
No,
simple.
but a little stupid.
I can be an airhead at times.
It's not full on
Hey,
stupid, dude.
Hey, I can be an airhead at times, but I'm a pretty intelligent guy. It's just sometimes.
I think what you have is you're smart about just like very particular cases, and that's pretty much it.
I have a good, decent general knowledge as well.
I don't know about
Like
that.
my IQ tested really high, and like when it comes to wrestling and like certain working out things and things that like I've had to fixate on or be real particular about, like with the work and stuff like that. Like I'm really good at that stuff. But then just going through
Yeah.
every day-to-day life, I can just be a pretty simple dude that just makes really dumb mistakes. But I immediately recognize it. I'm just like, oh, what a dummy.
My IQ is 69. Hey,
69 420, the smartest man on the planet.
I don't think I've ever done an IQ test, but yeah, we should stop the podcast.
No.
So-
We're gonna keep on fucking
Thank
going.
you, everybody,
We're gonna
for
run
joining
this
today.
bitch until the wheels fall off.
Well, I'm gonna like fucking join Mac on Brawlhalla anyway, so
All right, I'm just gonna be here by myself for the next 4 hours talking conspiracy theories and defend.
AJ, you have shit to do, man. Get out of
That's
here.
true. All right, bye, guys.
Bye.